Hi everyone. Today I'm going to speak about a very simple topic and something that I have experienced and I have seen in my life. Healthy. I'm going to speak about focusing on the fruits. And no, I am not going to speak about fruits because I make awesome popsicles out of fruits and textures. Keep that topic a little suspense for some time. I want to start speaking about the word ambition first. What is ambition? Ambition is for most people a goal that they want to achieve. For most of you, it will be a big car or a big house. For some of you who love wanderlust, it's about going to every corner of the world. For most of you, it is about money, a lot of it. For a monk, it's inner peace. And for simple people like us, it's about affording a venti Starbucks Frappuccino every day. But if I were to put the word ambition in a very simple definition, then ambition is when a person simply says, I am not happy with where I am right now. I don't like my current situation, I want it to change. When I was studying in a very small town, in a small Marathi medium school, and I did not have great grades, I had great ambitions. I wanted to do something big in life. So the simple thing I was telling myself was, I want my situation to change to something really great. So the moment you want an object, situation, or the state to change, Newton's first law applies on you. What is Newton's first law? Inertia. Am I right? If an object is stationary, you need to apply force to make it move. If an object is moving, you need to apply force to make it stationary. And when you have an ambition, you really want to move fast. And the moment you want to move fast, there is a lot of resistance. Imagine a car really wants to drive very fast. So the car wants to go fast, every other kind of resistance will act on it. Air wants to create a lot of drag to make it stop. The ground wants to create enough resistance for it to stop, so Newton's third law is applying on you. When you have a bigger ambition, a bigger resistance is going to apply on you. The bigger the ambition, the bigger is going to be the resistance. So I'm going to speak about this resistance. And all of you right now are facing some or the other kind of resistance. I know all of you are extremely ambitious. हम नागपुर से तो क्या हुआ बड़ा ambition तो जरूर करेंगे. So, the first kind of resistance is external resistance. All of you face it. It's your family, it's your relatives, it's your friends, and some of you also have enemies, I believe. So, your family generally wants to put a lot of resistance on you. The only thing that they want to know from you is, are you really ready and capable for this resistance that is going to come? But relatives are the best. Relatives have a due responsibility of putting you down to create a lot of self-doubt. शर्मा जी के बेटे को देखो कितना अच्छा कर रहा है. उससे बेटा कल शर्मा जी का बड़ा बेटा आ रहा है. उसको देखो कितना अच्छा कर रहा है. These lines are prevalent in all our families. So this is the resistance that is going to be all the time on you because you have chosen a bigger ambition in life. They are going to create a lot of self-doubt in you. Right? The moment you have this bigger ambition, resistance is going to come. For me, this resistance was throughout my life because I was the black sheep of my family. So I chose to go through this resistance in a very different way. I decided to completely avoid meeting my relatives. I just stopped reading texts from my friends who were not giving me importance. And I just practically decided to put a mute button on all this noise and chaos. The things that were pulling me down from my ambition. So this kind of an external ambition, external resistance is very easy to manage. But the difficult one to conquer is the internal resistance. The first kind of internal resistance will come from within you because of the external resistance that you have faced recently. So think that when you have an ambition and you go and express it to someone, your relatives, your family members are going to go and tell you one simple thing. Why don't you try the typical path? When I started this business, it was 1.5 years later, my father told me, why don't you finish your master's and become a professor? Why don't you become something that will give you stable income? So this resistance will always be there. But now I want you to understand this internal resistance even better. Imagine the last argument that you had with someone regarding your ambition which you did not win. Try and imagine the argument where you tried explaining them something, but they put up a lot of difficult questions which you were not able to answer well. Better imagine an argument that you really lost completely. So what happens to our mind when we use this kind of an argument? Our mind goes into an overdrive. We just start imagining the situation that happened again and again and again and again in a loop. Every minute we are trying to come up with an answer to the argument that actually happened. The next minute we have an even better answer. I used to go so crazy that I used to waste hours and hours thinking about the argument, about the answers I could have given, where the person who was arguing with me, his jaw would drop in my imagination. But this guilt trip of what could have been is the worst thing that you can do to your ambition. This guilt trip takes you away from your ambition completely. What used to happen with me was I used to waste so many hours thinking about this guilt trip that I would never focus on a task that I had at hand. Finally, when the last moment came, just the way university exams come, last moment I used to do the task. And generally, when you finish the task at the last moment, the result used to be substandard. The moment I had a substandard result, the next guilt trip would start. If only I had concentrated on the earlier task without wasting time on that guilt trip, I would have had a great result. So this guilt trip loop would start. This happens with almost all of you. You lose a fight, you go into that guilt trip of what would have been. So the only way you can actually get out of it is with three simple words. This is what I have learned in my life. These three simple words will take you completely away from this guilt trip and make you focus. The words are forgive, forget, move on. Forgive the person who was in the argument. Most importantly, forgive yourself because you will never be the best person arguing in the room. Forget the entire conversation simply because more of them are going to come in your life on a regular basis. And lastly, move on because your ambition is at stake. Why? Because see, the moment you have taken a bigger ambition, universe has created enough resistance. At least you should not be the person who's adding to this resistance. So don't add to the resistance that already is there. Just simply be. The three simple words, forgive, forget, and move on, will make you a much more powerful and peaceful person. But the second kind of internal resistance is going to happen very soon, and that is the case with almost everyone these days. The moment you have a big ambition, you're going to have self-doubt, you're going to have self-criticism, low self-esteem, slowly leading to depression and then laziness, and many more. These things generally happen to all of us. Why? Because we have chosen a bigger ambition that's going to come with a lot of failures, and we are not ready to deal with them. Everybody has goals. I have a lot of goals. I have a lot of business goals. From Nagpur, I wanted to create a brand that goes nationally. We are slowly achieving it. I had a goal towards my life. I also have a health goal. For the last few years, I have been thinking of getting into a better shape, going to the gym. So every Sunday morning, I wake up, I'm a little fresh, and I start thinking, if only our gym खुला होता ना तो मैं gym चला जाता. So I would go on Monday. So Monday morning I go to the office. I have so many meetings, so many tasks, so many people to meet. 8 o'clock I am dead tired. Tuesday जाऊंगा. Tuesday का Wednesday का फिर से Sunday. It had been happening for a really long time. So finally I decided our habits and all the good things that we want to do are delayed. Let me downgrade my ambition to a 30-minute walk. Brisk walk. The only brisk walk I get is when my dog actually takes me for a 10-minute compulsive walk every evening. I have not been able to achieve a 30-minute walk still now. See, the moment you start putting so much of pressure on yourself on every side, it becomes difficult. When you take an ambition of this size, your business goals are always delayed. Your health goals are always delayed. Your plans for Goa always delayed. 6 साल हो गए शादी को अभी तक नहीं है. It keeps on happening. All these things continue. Most importantly, you need to remember this is the time all your negative self-talk will start. See, life in a bigger ambition becomes so difficult, you get so lonely. Jimmy just told you. When you start going up the ladder, you are lonely. Your friends go away. You don't have any peers. You don't have anybody to talk to. You start going into a zone where you're constantly working, constantly tired, sleep deprived. So your negative self-talk starts coming up. Out of the 10 tasks you do, 8 will fail, only 2 will give you results. So slowly your negative self-talk becomes toxic. Toxic to an extent जहाँ पे आप resent करने लगते हैं अपनी ambition को. You start resenting, why did I start this? You start resenting your entire goal. You stop meeting people, slowly go towards depression. That is the point. All you people who are going to have big ambition need to stop. Stop yourself completely. Take a step back. Relax. Breathe. And the only thing you need to tell yourself is, let me focus on the small wins that I had in the last 2-3 years when I started. Let me actually start focusing on the positives that I have achieved. Out of the 10 things that happened bad during the day, one thing positive has happened. If you stop focusing only on the negative and start focusing on the positive, something will come out. And do you know why we focus on negative? It's our survival instinct. We always want to know what is going wrong so that we survive better. But as a person who has great ambitions, you cannot be on that spot. I'll give you an example about Express only. See, we started in 2019 April at the fag end of summer in Nagpur. Even before we could enjoy 12 months of business, COVID came. We were at home, shutters were down. The only hope me and my wife had was people who walked into the store praised us for the concept and the quality that we had given. We thought in a few days, situation will become better and we'll start selling more. That did not happen. Second wave came in. The shutters were half down. We were trying to deliver the product somehow to people. But by the end of second wave, what happened was people's appreciation towards natural products, natural fruits, and immunity boosters increased and our sales tripled. We signed a franchise in that year. Imagine during COVID time, we grew from 1 store to 2 stores. And by the time the second wave ended and the third wave came, everywhere there was cheers and happiness. People were in the stores were full, the sale was crazy, and we signed 2 more cities. The only hope we had throughout that time was, okay, somehow we will survive. Let us focus on only the positive reviews that we have received. During the second COVID wave, something even worse happened. I was on ventilator for 7 days. I was in the hospital for more than 20 days. During that time also, when the life was hanging by a very thin thread, only 2 good things were happening. One, the ventilator was able to push oxygen into my lungs somehow. And second, the small team we had built somehow took care of the business and made it run without us for more than 2 months. And we realized the dedication that we have done has gone in the right direction and business has taken care of by itself. So out of everything negative that happened, we were able to endure it only with the idea of constantly focusing on the fruits of our labor, the positives that were constantly happening. So we just need to focus this shift. See, remember, life is not going to be easy. Life is going to be extremely unfair and hard to all of us. If you believe after Shark Tank we have got so much of money, no. We have signed 5 different states. We have signed a lot of stores from Nagpur. We have taken the brand to somewhere in 10 different states now. It's really a great moment for us. But has it made us really like life has become very easy? No, life has become even more difficult. Life has become even more tough. More sleepless nights, more chaotic life. But if I start just focusing on these, then I would never be able to enjoy what I have achieved. So my friends, just understand when you will take that ambition, the resistance is going to be there, the external and internal. But keep on focusing on the positives that are happening. Recently, after 3-4 years of having an ambition of building a walk-in freezer, we built it. I walked into the freezer, felt like Shimla, and by the time I could enjoy it even more, somebody called me and I had to step out. The call did not go well for me at all. And again my mind was ready to go back to that guilt trip of मैंने ऐसा आंसर देना चाहिए था उसको. But before I could let my mind go into that direction, I stopped myself and I told myself, take a deep breath, look at the freezer, enjoy what you have achieved. See, both of us are first generation entrepreneurs. We did not come up with any kind of backup. To start from there, like the most of you will start, you will need to keep on focusing on the smallest of the positives that are going to happen. Because the mind has the capacity to quickly take you in the negative direction. And from there, it's really going fast downhill for you. So remember, I am not asking you all to have small ambitions. I know all of you have really big ambitions. But be ready for big resistance from the world. Just do not add your own resistance of guilt trips. Keep on focusing on the positives. Keep on focusing on the fruits of your labor. Because the moment you shift your focus from the negatives to the positive, a certain burst of energy will come inside you. You will be able to focus, you will be able to get up, you will be able to achieve more. The moment we focus on positives, we will be able to see the happiness that we have achieved and gained throughout our journey till now. So, my friends, have big ambitions, achieve really big dreams. I wish all of you all the very best. Most importantly, keep on focusing